If my life absolutely depended on it and I had to book in 30 qualified sales calls ASAP, is exactly what I do if I had to start all over again from ground zero. So you probably haven't run an agency, you probably run a consulting business, you probably have some sort of online business, whether you're doing low ticket or high ticket, whether you're in the community model, you're not in the community model, you're in the digital marketing space, you're in the high ticket sales space, you're in the low ticket space, whatever it is. If you want to book in 30 qualified sales meetings to your calendar ASAP is exactly what I would do step by step. So first thing I would do is have the layer of content set online. What does this even mean? In order for somebody to actually see you as an authority figure, you have to provide value, because value in essence is game and game is value. And if you provide game to people that don't have value, you're going to be bridging the gap and helping them see the world in a little bit easier light. Now, for instance, Alex Hormozi knows a little bit more about business than I do. Obviously, he's built and scaled companies past $200 million in revenue a year or whatever it is. So his amount of value, his value prop, his amount of the value that he can speak in videos is exponentially higher than the value that you can speak in videos or that I can speak in videos, just because he has more experience, he has more game, he has more value, he has more education in that sense. With that being said, when you have a layer of content online, this essentially means a few videos on YouTube, a few videos on Instagram, a few posts on LinkedIn, a few posts on X, Twitter, whatever it is. You have to have that layer of content online to show yourself, to show other people that you are an established authority figure and that you do know what you're talking about. So for me, I talk about client acquisition solutions. So essentially in this video, I'm talking about the same thing that I just said, client acquisition solutions. It means getting clients online, obtaining clients, the art of getting clients. Like, that's all it means. And so in today's video, what I'm telling you about when booking these sales calls, getting these clients onto your sales calendar, getting these prospects onto your sales calendar that you hope to become clients, this is a client acquisition solution that I'm telling you. So making that content layer online is going to help out your business tenfold, because you're not only going to have an established foundational videos on your Instagram and on your YouTube to actually show people that you're an authority figure, but it's going to help out your brand long term, because 4 or 5 years down the line, they're going to see that Joe down the street was talking about sales, was talking about fulfillment, and he's actually reputable because he's been in the game for 5 different years. That leads me to point number 2. If I had to book 30 sales calls ASAP, like I had to start all over again, I would have that foundational base of content. Then I would start outreach. And I'm talking outreach. I would do outreach on Instagram. I would do outreach on LinkedIn. I would do outreach on X, which I'm not even doing. I would do outreach on Facebook. I would do outreach anywhere I could get people. I would do outreach. Now, Alex Hormozi talks about landing your first 5 clients through going through existing contacts. And he's like, well, if you're scared of doing that, then you shouldn't be in business. So you could go down that route of having your existing contacts on your iPhone, on your Android, or whatever the heck you use. You could have existing contacts where you go down the line and you talk about, hey, look, I'm just currently tweaking up this. Is this something that you know somebody would be interested in? Hormozi's line is like, do you know anybody who would be interested in this? It's obviously a great line because it, lowers their sales guard, and it shows them that like, oh, other people could possibly be interested in this, as well as like, oh wait, I'm interested in this. So I like that line a lot. Basically, what I'm trying to tell you is you have to do mass amounts of outreach. You will not put prospects, you can't get prospects on the phone without having a solid outreach strategy. And if you're new to the game and you can't run any paid ads because you're low on funds, 110% tell you, focus on LinkedIn outreach, focus on Instagram outreach. Reason why I kind of harp on LinkedIn is because I literally just got on the platform about 2 weeks ago. I'm almost at that 500 plus connections mark, which is great. And I'm booking a consistent, I would say 3 to 5 appointments every single week just on LinkedIn. Now, LinkedIn is a great tool. I love using it. I have their 30-day free trial of Sales Navigator. It's super, super, super solid because all the prospects on LinkedIn are a little bit older than 18. They're a little bit older than 20. They're like 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. You get a larger and more qualified demographic than you would if you were to hop on TikTok or if you were to hop on Instagram. LinkedIn is just more professional. It's just laid out better. It's been a killer in the space for a very long time now, and I'm not the first one to point that out. So outreach, like absolute crazy. My go-to line, if I look at it right here on my note sheet, is I always say, yo, just reached out here to network. How's business been? ? You always want to keep the conversation very casual. You don't want their sales guard to rise, and you really just want to be subtle with it. A simple, yo, how's business been is great. So that being said, I would have the layer of content on my YouTube channel, have the layer of content on my Instagram, on my X feed, have that layer of content, show your face, show that you're reputable, show that you know what you're actually talking about. Outreach to people on Instagram like absolute crazy. Outreach to people on LinkedIn like absolute crazy. Become a maniac in the appointment setting process. Okay. You will get to know your style of appointment setting. Just like sales, everybody has their own language. Just like sales, everybody has their own style. Same way of appointment setting. Same way you'll find the gap between where they are right now and where they could get. Pitch to call, rubbing some pain. You guys know the drill of appointment setting. So that being said, I would have that. The last thing I would do is get really freaking good at sales. I'm talking like 30 to 60% close rate. And that's only possible by warming up your leads, getting them indoctrinated into your belief system the best, and by selling them before they even hop on the sales call. What does this even mean? You look at guys simply said from Andrew Tate. Guys like Andrew Tate are the best marketers because they engulf so much fear in you, even though I don't look up to these guys at all. I actually think they're the exact opposite to look up to. They're really good at promoting fear in your life. There's no time left. You're going to be stuck in the rat race if you stick to this 9 to 5. You're going to hate your life. Truth is, I know plenty of people who work 9 to 5s, and they're a lot more content. They're a lot more happy. They don't risk going to jail every 6 months in Romania like the Tate brothers do. And to be quite honest with you, they're actually pretty content with their life. That's them. That's the Tate brothers. There's a huge difference. You have to figure out what you're going to be content with. At the end of the day, you have to realize that when you sell somebody, most of the selling is done before all the sales calls. So all the marketing, all the agendas that the Tate brothers pushed out, you watched all their content on YouTube, on Instagram, their clips, their edits, everything. If some kids were to hop on sales calls with them, they'd already be sold. Even a 25-year-old man or a 45-year-old man would probably already be sold by the Tate brothers because he's shown up in their face multiple times over and over and over again. So the name of the game right now isn't about who's the best at closing. It's who's the best at building trust, who's the best at building rapport, and who's the best at building authenticity before they even log into that Zoom call. So that's exactly why I highly advise you to take a very close look at what you're putting out there, your marketing message, who you're targeting, who your ICP is, and really, really, really understanding that, look, you can get really good at sales all day, but if you and your videos and your content does the selling before you even hop on the call, that work is already done for you. That being said, that's exactly what I would do if I had to book 30 sales calls ASAP. I would have a layer of content. I would outreach to people on Instagram, on YouTube, on LinkedIn, whatever I could get my paws on, and I would go absolutely crazy on the videos, on the VSLs, send them a bunch of follow-up things before the call, really keep them indoctrinated into your belief system of why your system, why your processes, why your product is a lot better than any other competitors, and why they should sign with you before they even hop on the Zoom call. So that being said, that's going to close deals. That's exactly how you're going to book 30 sales calls to your calendar ASAP if you absolutely had to. Hope this video helped. I'll catch you guys in the next one.